The scale weight does not always tell the entire story. So in this video, I'm going to show you how to take your body measurements using this tape measure to help track your progress. So for starters, you need a tape measure, like so. I think this one cost me maybe $2 at Walmart. You can get them on Amazon. You can find them realistically a lot of different places. And this is similar to one that you would get or see people use that are taking tux measurements or dress measurements, to where it's a very flexible and it's not stiff like Tim the Toolman would use on his projects. You can do this on your own if you have a spouse or if you have a friend or somebody that want to take these measurements for you. That might also be a little bit easier, but you can definitely do these on your own. So for the first landmark that you want to take is your nipple line. So this will be your chest. And since I don't have anybody here to help me, I'm going to slide my arms over the tape measure, find my nipple line, and then on the back side, you want to make sure that the tape measure is not crooked. You want to be as straight as possible so you can have as accurate a data as possible, because when you do this every month, you want to be able to have the accuracy from month to month. So nipple line. The next one's going to be the belly button, another landmark. So same thing, slide that to the back, straighten it up, belly button. After the belly button, you want to go 2 inches up from the belly button. So you measure from the belly button, and you go 2 inches up. So I'm going to put my finger right about there. I'm going to keep my eye on it. Got my measurements. And now, of course, I'm not writing all of these measurements down. This is a demo, but you want to be writing these down. And when you are using these landmarks, you can put waist, and you can put in parentheses, you can put belly button, and you can do 2 inches up from belly button. Something that will help you remember where you measured at. So after you got the belly button 2 inches up, the next is going to be the hips. So this one may be a little tricky because you have to do a little bit more guesswork, because you want to take it at the widest part. If you can see my butt from here, the widest part of your hips and your butt. So on this one, I'm going to guesstimate about where that is. Line it up, write down the number. After that, you can do your thigh. So the thigh is going to be one that you want to measure up from the knee. So you want to find about the thickest area or the widest area, but sometimes it's right in between where your hip bone is and your knee bone is. So for me, that's about 8.5 inches that I want to go up. So I'm going to go 8.5 inches up from my knee. I'm going to take that measurement, and you want to take it on the same side every single time. So I always prefer the right side. If you're left-handed, you might want to do the left side, but always do the same side. And it doesn't hurt if you want to do both sides to keep track of both sides. That's fine too. So this would be one of the measurements that I would write down, 8.5 inches up from knee. So next time I take these measurements, I know exactly where I need to measure, and I'm not doing that guesswork every time. The other one that we're going to do is the bicep. So bicep, you want to go at the biggest or the thickest point. Once again, you want to measure from the elbow up. So I'm going to say it's about right there. I'm going to measure how far that is first. So I got about 5 inches. So that's something that I'm going to write down on my notes. Then from there, I'm going to flex. I like the flex just because what that does is it gives you the most accurate every single time. When you flex, your muscles obviously get bigger. If you're not really worried, so guys typically worry about their biceps more. If you're just worried about losing maybe a little bit of arm fat, you don't necessarily have to flex. Just do it the exact same way every single time. So these would be the major landmarks that I would want you to measure. Now you can certainly include things like your calves if you're worried about growing your calves. You can measure things like your shoulders. But these landmarks, the chest, the waist, 2 inches up, the hips, the bicep, and the thigh, those are going to be the major landmarks that are going to see the most progress over the course of time. And as I said before, doing this on your own is a little trickier. If you have a friend or a family member or a spouse that will help you out with it, that might be a little bit more easy on you. But certainly take these once a month, and you might not see the results from month 0 to month 1, but you might see it from month 0 to month 2. or you might see it from month 0 to month 6. So consistently take these numbers so you can see your progress over time. And then you can match that up with the scale weight. You can see where you are going with your scale weight compared to your measurements. Because sometimes the scale weight doesn't change, but the measurements do. So if you lose an inch around your belly, but the scale weight stays the same, that's telling me that you're toning, that you're putting on more muscle, that you're losing body fat, and you're slimming down in the waist, but the scale weight might not necessarily reflect that. And as always, if you have any questions, go ahead and email me, justin@fitasophical.com. I would love to help you out. Or you can visit my website, www.fitasophical.com. I would love to hear from you, and I hope this helps.